All right, let's start with the big story that we're tracking on WION at this hour, where Hong Kong continues to remain on the boil. Now, the Southeast Asian financial hub has seen almost about 13 straight weeks of protests. Saturday and Sunday's demonstrations also saw some of the most intense violence in months. Now, the city is now bracing for a massive general strike. The strike is expected to be joined by university students in large numbers. Now, ideally, students are due to resume classes today after a summer break. However, it doesn't seem likely that it will happen. The students have made up the backbone of the protest movement in Hong Kong, and student unions have also planned a 2-week boycott and a rally in the afternoon. Right now, pro-democracy protesters are trying to block subway entrances in an attempt to impact rush hour journeys. The Hong Kong police have also said that at least about 70 people have been arrested over the course of the weekend on charges of unlawful assembly and possession of explosives and offensive weapons. And also yesterday, Hong Kong had been brought to a complete standstill after trains to the airport had been suspended. There was also an intense standoff with the riot police. Hundreds of protesters moved towards the Tung Chung town, where several protesters burnt barricades and Chinese flags. Meanwhile, the Hong Kong administration has severely condemned the illegal and the violent acts of the radical protesters. In a statement, it is said that protesters have disrupted city's transport services with no regard for law and order. Now, Hong Kong has been plunged into political turmoil for several months now, and the city's reputation as a stable place to do business has been shaken by the ongoing protests. And experts say that the city has now reached a point of no return. Meanwhile, the head of the United Nations has arrived in the Democratic Republic of Congo to visit and also to interact with the Ebola survivors. Now, Antonio Guterres, in fact, toured some of the recovery facilities and has expressed his admiration for the community that is coping with the threat of disease, as Congo is now facing an Ebola epidemic, which has claimed almost about 2,000 lives. Now, Antonio Guterres has promised United Nations peacekeepers will work very closely with the Congolese military and the police. Now, Guterres, alongside other senior members of the United Nations, will be in the African nation for 3 days to help mobilize an additional support for the Ebola outbreak and also to review the United Nations peacekeeping mission.
Nous sommes à l'épicentre de la crise de l'Ebola qui a frappé le Nord Kivu et qui reste une menace sérieuse de santé publique pour le pays et pour la région. Et je tiens à exprimer toute mon admiration face au courage, à la résilience et à l'engagement de la communauté et toutes celles et ceux qui se sont guéris et sont aujourd'hui, je dirais, le témoignage le plus important qui démontre qu'il y a une solution pour l'Ebola et qu'il faut que tout le monde se présente quand il y a des symptômes pour pouvoir être traité.
And also, as many as about 16,000 peacekeepers have been deployed in the country, making it one of the largest United Nations missions in the world. Now, Antonio Guterres has also inspected a contingent of the United Nations peacekeepers at a center which aims to remove combatants from armed groups and also help them get back into the society. Now, Goma is a lakeside city of nearly about 2 million people along the Rwandan border. Goma had been on high alert for weeks after the first case of Ebola had been detected.
They have almost finished their...
Il y a la rougeole, il y a le malaria, il y a le choléra et maintenant le drame terrible de l'Ebola. Nous sommes entièrement à côté des autorités congolaises et du peuple congolais pour essayer de bien répondre à tous ces défis. Je vous remercie infiniment de votre gentillesse et je réaffirme que cette visite est une visite de solidarité et pour exprimer mon admiration au peuple congolais et en particulier au peuple